In what feels like eternity, we are back. I'm back sitting in this chair with you, Johnny boy. Oh,
we're back.
My God, it's draft season.
It's been way too long. It's been way too long.
I'm so fired up right now. I'm just so fired up. We're so far away from the NFL season beginning, but it just makes me want to film every day with you. I miss you.
Oh, man, I've been really enjoying it. I've been doing footy props. If you've been seeing, we've been doing really, really well. The Aussie
John,
rules.
You're cooking 77% right now.
Hitting at 77% right now. Yeah. Got some new models and things I'm trying out.
I'm a cheerleader from the sidelines watching those. I love it. Makes me want to get in on it. This is why I'm so excited right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we you know what? We're going to have a good season next season. I'm really excited for it. There's a bunch of things. We've been talking to some other betting companies, some other guys that are doing odds and have them on the show. And this show is just going to keep evolving. Yeah, I think next year, that's what I'm so excited about, is the evolution of what we're doing. But that can't happen until we get through the draft season.
That's it.
It's going nuts right now. Like, you know, every time I turn on, I guess it's cold time for NFL news. But at the same time, I can't turn on YouTube without seeing something about somebody, draft stock, up, down. So you know what? Let's go through some of these people and figure out, where we see our diamonds in the rough and how we can make some money during draft season.
That's it. Of all sports, of all sporting events, more than the Super Bowl, more than the grand final here in Australia for Aussie rules, the NFL draft is my absolute number one favorite sporting event on the calendar. It's one of my favorite things during the year. I don't know what it is. It's just something about having watched all these guys through college and then seeing them and their dreams coming true, going off, and the wonder. It's shrouded in mystery. The what if, what's their career going to turn out to be? I just love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, odds are highly against every single one of them, and that's what makes it that much better. But yeah, no, John, honestly, I think I can gather, and everybody that you play fantasy football with can gather, that you love the draft season because you've sold off all of your inventory. You have, how many spots do we have? 14 draft picks. We have 14 draft spots in our draft, in our league, and you own 9 in the first round? 8.
No, I got 5.
5? And then you've got a whole bunch of second round. You just look at John's card. He's going to have 30 people in this fucking draft.
I'm trying to sell one of my first round picks to turn it into 4 second round picks as well, because this class is so deep.
I'll give you Deuce Vaughn for it.
Huh? Deuce Vaughn? Oh, man. Let's see what the Cowboys are going to do in the second round with those running backs, man.
I got a feeling it's Ray Davis.
Do you? I don't rate Ray Davis.
I got a feeling it's Ray Davis, to be honest with you. Or Gore.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
All right, let's get into it. So are you happy? We'll go through the betting odds, and then I think what we should do is we'll give who we think potentially, or maybe who it should be, and then maybe who we would put money on potentially.
Yeah. I'm going into this dry. You just literally strapped me into this seat, and you're telling me what's going on. I feel like I'm on the set of fucking Hostel, the movie.
All right, that sounds good. All right, let's start. Okay, we'll start with the number 1 pick, Chicago Bears, at minus 8,000 odds. It's Caleb Williams. Do you agree?
This is the most ridiculous thing ever. You know what the most ridiculous, and the second most ridiculous thing about this is that there's actually some half decent odds with him at pick number 2.
So I wanted to ask you, without being too controversial straight off the bat, I know you don't really rate Caleb Williams.
I to be honest with you, I don't see it. I don't see it.
God, come on, man.
I actually don't see it. I don't see it. I don't get me wrong. I saw it. I think everybody saw it. Caleb Williams is a fantastic prospect. I think one of the most generational to come out. Now, when you look at it, do you think that those skills are going to relate to the NFL? I think in the Bears system, I think it is a good fit. I do think that he's going to go to Chicago. Now, everything Justin Fields is gone. I do think he's going to go to Chicago, and I think it's a half decent fit. But I actually don't think from our perspective, from like a betting perspective going in the future, and for his career long perspective, I don't see him being the talent and the success with the talent that he has. I don't see him being the long-term option for Chicago. And you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I want every single one of these athletes to go in there and knock it out of the park, and I want them to have great long careers and make a crap ton of money, and then make us a crap ton of money. But at the same time, for some reason, my eye test just keeps telling me like, no. I don't. I just
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, for me, Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
I want to say those are like the three guys who I've ever watched in college football and just being like, these guys cannot fail. Oh, maybe Lamar Jackson as well. The only thing is I was a bit concerned about he was really skinny back in Louisville.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. He's like the fourth man on that list. What he does is insane.
So 2 years ago, I was beating a drum for a fellow by the name of Brock Purdy.
Yeah, man.
I was beating a drum for Brock
His
Purdy.
college film was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And the last one before that I was losing it over was Dak Prescott. And then prior to Dak Prescott, the one that I was like, I just knew was Kirk Cousins. And you watch some of these guys go through, and these are long careers in the NFL, long careers, not flash careers, where like a lot of excitement comes in. The player gets a good opportunity to start. You look at Zach Wilson, you look at, you could name 10,000 of them.
Laundry list,
a laundry list of players that don't make it the long sustainable careers in the NFL. And I think that Caleb Williams, in my perspective, my eye test perspective, goes into that list of a player that is going to come in with a ton of hype, going to garner some success, and year one's going to be half decent, a whole hell of a lot better than Bryce Young's first year.
Right.
He's going to have 100%. I think they've surrounded him with all the tools to be successful. I think you could go in there and throw a couple touchdowns for sure. I actually think the Bears they've built a very good roster. They have. And their organization is trending in the right direction.
I think they've built a good roster. I think if Caleb Williams fails, it's because the Bears fail him. It's like the Chicago Bears are where quarterbacks go to die. It's just the way it is. When was the last decent quarterback they had? And it wasn't Jay Cutler. I think
it's bad drafting.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the Mitch Trubisky pick was nightmare.
I think it's bad drafting. But there's so few quarterbacks that actually end up being successful. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, I'm really lucky as a Bengals fan to have landed Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow, prior to that last season at LSU, who the hell was beating a drum for Joe Burrow?
Yeah. I mean, he got beat up by Dwayne Haskins at Ohio State.
That's what I mean. And Dwayne Haskins was a pile of poop when he came to the NFL.
No, man. Yeah, he was
R.I.P. But like, honestly, he didn't play well when he got to the NFL.
Yeah.
And it's just... It's one of those things where we get so excited, we get so fired up over like the potential of this player.
I do.
I think everybody does, right? And like and what when we were talking off air about which I'm going to bring on air real quick, and it's going to go in and out real quick, about how a lot of people in the community they look at this like it's a game of Dungeons and Dragons, and they get excited, and then one person gets excited, and then everybody gets excited, and then we go down this path of like, oh, the stats on this, it's gonna, and if we move these stats into here, and it doesn't work like that. This is a whole different game. The NFL is a whole different beast. The players are bigger. It's faster. It's everybody says it's faster, but it's slow down to speed up because everything is so calculated in the NFL. Every player is maximizing every single rep that they have. It's a tougher game. It's a tougher game. And when I watched the film on Caleb Williams, I think he's going to get mauled. I think he's going to get absolutely mauled. And I hope I'm wrong. I thought Pat Mahomes was going to be very good when he came in. I didn't think he was going to be generational. Everybody says
that Pat Mahomes in college was average.
But if you go back and watch the film, if you go back now and you watch the film, you can see what you saw what you see in Pat Mahomes now. You can see there, and it's like, how did we all miss that? And there's a couple quarterbacks in this draft where I feel like I've kind of like pulled myself out of the hype and like looked down over the top and said like, all right, there is some really good talent that exists in this draft. It just takes the right landing opportunity for that player to succeed. But Caleb Williams, is it worth it at the fucking -1 8,000? No, it's not. It's not worth it. But the Bears are going to take him. So do you want to make $8?
No.
Do you want to make $8? No, you don't. Anyway, go on. So that's my rant.
Okay. We're not going to spend 10 minutes on every pick, on every player.
Caleb Williams.
It's
a top
really
pick.
Want to hear your thoughts. Yeah. I wanted to hear your thoughts on Caleb Williams. So I'm glad we talked about that. We could spend an entire show on these quarterbacks. I've got some other shows that I've done on quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. Go watch them if you want as well.
Put some links on the screen. Also, hold on, subscribe.
Go.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're on everywhere right now. And coming into this year, we're going to be growing pretty hard. So follow along. Let's go.
Okay. Who do you think the Washington Commanders are taking at number 2?
Who I think they're taking and who I think they should take are two different players. I think they're going to take Drake Maye. But I think they should take. I think they should take Jayden Daniels.
So did you know? 3 days ago, Drake Maye was the favorite on. I'm looking on Action Network. They wrote an article about it. Right now, the odds are Jayden Daniels at -140 is the favorite to go to the Commanders at number 2.
He's become the favorite.
Drake Maye is +130.
So Jayden Daniels fits that scheme a whole heck of a lot better. And I think where the Commanders want to go and what you see that they were trying to develop towards the end of the season, and where a lot of the trades and stuff that they made, you can kind of see where that organization wants to go. And bringing in the staff that they have, I think they're going to be a high productive offense this year, or they're going to try to be. I think they're going to try and score a heck of a lot. I think it's going to be very offensive focused. And if you're going to do that, what better way to do it than with somebody who you can trust 3rd and 3 to just go with their legs, and you're just going to keep moving the chains. You just want to move the chains. And
Drake Maye can run as well.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
I think Drake Maye is the far superior player to Jayden.
I agree.
Daniels.
I agree with you. And
I think that this is super risky.
Systematically, I think that Daniels might be the better fit for the players that are in the roster right now. It's weird to me that they dumped out Antonio Gibson, though. It really is.
Yeah, well, they brought in Austin Eckler.
They did bring in Eckler, and that is a substantially better Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Very similar. Very satellite style, right? Like a satellite style back. And it makes sense that they brought in Eckler, but I think that escapability is going to be it's going to be built into the design of the offense, the escapability. Okay. And I think Daniels presents the best opportunity to flourish in that system, where I think Drake Maye send him to New England. Come on,
let's go there now. So just to finish on the Commanders. So I think that they do pick Jayden Daniels at this point.
If they do, I'm going to be I'm going to be so happy, because I think that looking at the film, that's the right fit.
Yeah. Okay. And then number 3, the New England Patriots. So the favorite is Drake Maye at plus 110.
Sure.
Jayden Daniels is plus 140. And JJ McCarthy has snuck in at plus 400 in the last couple of days.
You go Drake Maye there, I think. If I'm betting, which this is a betting show, if I'm betting Drake Maye. I'm going to parlay a couple of these, but Drake Maye, that's the guy I think you want to take. JJ McCarthy seems like he's extremely ready to play in the NFL just because of the way that offense was run. Very smart decisions, had to make smart decisions. Great coach. And that's a big part about going to the NFL. Like, are you coachable?
Yeah.
And so, I think he'll do well, but give me Drake Maye. So
I at plus 1,700 is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Come on, you're not taking a wide receiver there. That room's actually stacked. You think it's not because there was no production?
It's not.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Everyone is wrong. Everyone is friggin' wrong. You think that because the numbers didn't come out, but look at the stats of Mac Jones, and it wasn't because receivers weren't getting themselves open.
Oh, I know. Man, Kendrick Bourne is my hero.
Devontae Parker was burning everybody all season long. Mac Jones just had a hard time getting in the football. Pop Douglas, you can't tell me.
Here's what I think. If the Commanders take Drake Maye number 2, I don't see the Patriots taking Jayden Daniels. I think they skip. No. I think they pass on Jayden Daniels. They roll with Jacoby Brissett, and I think they draft Marvin Harrison Jr. So
that's
plus 1,700. That's where I think this is a team that has just never, ever been able to hit on receiver in the first round of their drafts. Think about N'Keal Harry, completely destroyed my life.
Right.
Did they draft Philip Dorsett, or was that the Colts?
No, they did. No, they didn't. They traded for him.
They traded for him at some point.
I'm trying to
think of that other it was the Colts. Receiver ones who just never worked out. I think that they would draft Marvin Harrison Jr., and it would put all of that to rest. It's a new regime, a new day in New England. And I think Marvin Harrison at plus 1,700, $10. That'll win you what? How much? 160?
No, $10 would bring you a profit of $17.
No, really?
Yep. Wouldn't it?
No, it'd win you $170.
No. It's not 1,700. It's plus 170, isn't it? It's plus 170.
1,700. 1,700.
No.
Plus 1,700.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It can't be.
Look at the odds.
I'm going right now.
Plus 1,700 for New England. That's what I'm saying. You just put
1,700.
I would just put a tenner on that and get 170 back. If you're the Patriots, would you not rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. at pick 3 and then at pick 34 or 35, whatever it is, take Michael Penix or Bo Nix, rather than take, say, Drake Maye at 3, and then who's your receiver with that pick? It'd be
Leggett.
Adonai Mitchell or Leggett or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
But how though? Don't even that's you know what? To be honest with you, that's that's a first world problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a first world problem.
And I just want to put that idea out there.
Yeah, that's a first world problem. You look at the tape on some of these, this is the deepest wide receiver class I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
A very long time.
Yeah. I just think I'd rather do that if I were the Patriots. I'd rather have Marvin Harrison and Michael Penix than
their system doesn't bode well for Daniels.
No.
Currently, I mean, we haven't really seen it. We haven't seen this new system. But I'm going to assume with the players that they have on the roster, because it's been constructed to play a certain type of way.
All right. So number 4, let's go to the Cardinals now.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is minus 200. No. What I was just floating before and what I was saying, there is a bit of smoke at the moment for JJ McCarthy. Now, have you heard this? That the Vikings potentially might be trading with the Cardinals at 4.
Yep.
Pick 11 and pick 23 plus whatever they've got next year as well to go up and get him.
This is a trade out. This is a trade out spot for the Cardinals.
Yeah. Do you think?
It feels like it, because I think you don't have to go too far back to get your necessity. Your necessity is wide receiver.
Right. at pick 11.
So you could take Marvin Harrison there, or you could get 2 Marvin Harrisons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough wide receivers in this draft. You won't get Marvin Harrison, but what you're going to get is 2 elite level production wide receivers. With
you're not getting Nabers at 11. You might get Rome.
So you get Rome.
Maybe
you get Rome, and you get Leggett. You get Rome, and you get Xavier Worthy. You get Rome. And you get Adonai Mitchell, or it goes so deep, like Jerry Rice's kid.
Yeah, Brendan Rice. I just think I'd rather have like these 3 receivers are just such a tier above all the other guys. Maybe Brian Thomas is going to be there.
Brian Thomas is good. The yards after catch kind of scares me with him. The tape shows like the strong hands, super strong hands.
Yeah,
but stands upright and then gets his legs tackled out from underneath him almost every play. And you could teach that. I think you could teach it out of him. The strong hands are what make that player. And like, you need a possession receiver. You absolutely need a possession receiver. He reminds me, like, for whatever reason, he reminds me a ton of Anquan Bolden. I don't know if you remember Anquan Bolden back in the day for the Ravens.
Yeah.
The same style, like a quick in and outs, and then strong hands, and just big strong hands. So I don't know. I feel like you can't go wrong taking those 2. But Malik Nabers, if you get Malik Nabers, so if Marvin Harrison's off the board and you have the opportunity to take Malik Nabers, or you have the opportunity to trade out and get 2 picks within the first round, what would you do?
Yeah, or trade back up. This is what they did last year. They had pick 3. They traded to pick 11 with the Eagles, and then they traded back up to pick 8 to get Paris Johnson. So
I mean, I feel like there's some options there, right? I think they're going to trade the pick.
Right. Okay, cool. Because I also think that they will. I think that the Vikings have come too far now to back down.
The Vikings have gone all in, and the whole league knows it, and they can dangle the carrot in front of them because they've
kind of fucked it up a little bit. Because now everyone knows that they're going after JJ McCarthy, because they're not going to get in the top 3. There's no way those teams are trading with them. They don't have enough collateral unless they trade Justin Jefferson, which they're not going to do.
Yeah.
So I would at plus 400 pick number 4. I really like betting. I like JJ McCarthy. I think that's a good bet.
Yep. But does that become void if the Arizona Cardinals trade the pick?
No, because it's just who is going at pick 4.
Okay,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Perfect. It doesn't have as Arizona Cardinals attached to it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay, so pick 5. This is the Chargers. The Malik Nabers is plus 200. Marvin Harrison is plus 300. And then JJ McCarthy is plus 400. And then Joe Alt is plus 500 as well. So these are interesting.
They got to go offense. They've liquidated their offense.
Yeah.
Except for Quentin Johnson, who I bought.
Who you went and acquired.
I bought low on. Yeah. Right, excited about it.
Did you buy low? Did you say it was buying low? Didn't you send a first round pick?
A late.
Yeah, but still.
It was essentially a second round pick.
I would have sent a third round pick.
You're wrong. Nobody would give him up. This is gonna be a good season for QJ.
I don't know. I will see. I think it'll be a good season for Malik Nabers. I think the best bet at pick 5 is Nabers. Yeah, because it's not like I think it's too risky to put money on Marvin Harrison at that point.
No, you can't.
Even though we literally just said what's going to happen with McCarthy going 4.
Well, how much would Harrison pay us?
But now you're stacking your risk, and so he's plus 300 to go pick 5. So
Nabers is.
No, sorry. That's Marvin Harrison. Nabers is plus 200. So I think that's still good value. Triple your money. Whereas Marvin, and I just think that that's safer because if the Cardinals do take Marvin Harrison, then Malik is a good shot to go there. McCarthy could be as well. maybe Joe Alt. I just don't see why. I mean,
could you imagine they take Bowers?
Jim Harbaugh, it was nuts. Bowers would be amazing there.
Such a good fit.
He's plus 5,000 to go there.
But it's such a good pick.
Yeah, I could say it. He would fit the Harbaugh system.
He is such a Swiss Army knife.
I just think Malik Nabers would be game changing.
Malik Nabers is so good.
Yeah, I know.
The film is just him scorching everybody all the time.
Yeah. So this is interesting.
You can't not go Malik Nabers there. I think that's got to be the play.
So that's what I would put my money.
Well, if you put 50 on Marvin, and you put 50, or you put 100, or you put whatever your unit is, you put a unit on Nabers, and you put a unit on Marvin Harrison, you're still walking out with money.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I would be doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, was one plus 200, you said?
Yeah, Nabers was plus 200. Harrison's plus 300.
Okay, so double and then triple. So
it's interesting though. Maybe you could stack your bets. Maybe you could stack McCarthy at 4, which would pay you plus 400.
Right. With a scenario, you just build a scenario Harrison for yourself. 5, and you go. That's it. Right.
Yeah. You just go all in on that story, and then you would go with the 6th pick. It's New York Giants, and then they would definitely be taking Malik Nabers. So this is interesting. Malik Nabers is more likely to go to the Giants. He's plus 160 to go with the 6th pick to the Giants than he is to go with the 5th pick to the Chargers.
Who else would the Giants take? Darren Waller is retiring.
Yeah, so you think that this could be a Brock Bowers spot? I don't think so.
Or they go tackle here.
Well, I'll also say Rome Odunze has entered the chat. He is plus 450. He's the 2nd most likely to go here.
Well, the closest tackle.
You think that they go Joe Alt?
Yeah.
Is he a tackle or a guard? Sorry.
Guard. Sorry.
Tackle. Yeah. Okay. So he, so he would be a good pick. He is ridiculous odds. And by ridiculous, I mean not good odds to go with the next pick to the Titans at 7. He's minus 105 to go pick number 7.
The Titans need it.
Yeah.
So
they can't go receiver anymore because they.
The other thing is do you trade out because that's what the Titans need. The Titans don't need a receiver. They don't need a quarterback. They don't need a tight end. They don't need anything.
They do need line. So that's the story at the moment is they're so desperate to evaluate Will Levis that they would go tackle here.
I think Joe
Alt is a fantastic tackle.
So then the question becomes, do you flirt with the idea of trying to get the Titans to move? To get
move back?
No, move up.
Move up. Oh, move up. Wow.
One spot.
I don't see, because this is such a deep tackle class, I don't see there being a lot of aggression for tackles. I know that Joe Alt is the best by quite a bit.
A long shot.
Because then for the Titans, so I know we've just moved past the Giants here, but this is actually a bit more interesting. So Talise Fuanga is plus 600, and then Olu Fashanu is plus 650. So the top 3 most likely outcomes for the Titans are all tackles.
Which makes complete sense.
And then Rome Odunze is plus 900. I just don't see them taking a receiver anymore when they paid Calvin Ridley that much money.
No, they can't. You would why? They just don't have a need. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
They got Hopkins, they've got Treylon Burks. I think they're happy with Chiga Kwanku at tight end.
The defensive side of the ball is actually pretty good.
For the Titans, they signed L'Jarius Sneed. So
like they're in good shape. The Titans, dangerous team this year.
Yeah, they are going all in, aren't they?
I don't even know what their futures pick is. I think it's got to be we'll do a future show, but it's got to be at around 7 or 8 wins or something. And I think they're going to blow it out of the water.
Yeah. I do as well. Okay, so we think pick 6 Giants, Malik Nabers is a good bet, maybe. You think they might trade out?
I think they might trade out.
And then pick 7, Joe Alt.
Yeah. I mean, if they don't trade out, pick 7's going to Joe Alt.
At minus, what did I say? 105?
It was 105, yeah.
Yeah, so for $2, I mean, yeah, that's like double your money. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I don't feel super confident about it.
Like,
I feel confident. I feel confident about the Titans taking a tackle. I just...
Yeah. But it's going to be Joe. I don't see it being Fuanga.
Something tells me that the Giants might bite and take a tackle.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. So Joe Alt is plus 500 to go to the Giants.
Let me go look at the depth chart right now.
It's pretty barren for the Giants. They do need a tackle.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was doing my research, I don't have any notes in front of me, but like I'm pretty sure
I'm on our lads now.
Yeah.
They've got Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Guard is Aaron Stinney. I've never even heard of that guy. I think that's the whole. They've got John Michael Schmitz at center, John Runyon at right guard, and then Illuminor at right tackle, and Evan Neal, who they drafted a few years ago with like a high pick. Just didn't work out.
Well, not necessarily. It takes time to develop these tackles too, right? It depends. It really. I mean, the long careers. Like, so it depends on the coach. It depends on the coach, but they do have a glaring need there on the line. So,
yeah. So that's where I think that you're right. Tackle probably makes more sense than receiver. But I know that from what I hear, they really, really, really love Malik Nabers.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I don't think anybody doesn't love Malik Nabers.
Yeah.
I think the Cincinnati Bengals love Malik Nabers. I think the Kansas City Chiefs
love to Malik Nabers. What a connection.
Whatever quarterback that the Giants put in there needs to be protected. Yeah. Whatever quarterback goes in there needs to be protected. Daniel Jones had arguably one of the worst seasons I've ever watched. That was so friggin' ugly.
Yeah.
It was so ugly. The Giants, I couldn't watch the games until after. I couldn't watch them on Sunday because it felt like I was wasting my friggin' time.
Yeah.
It was horrible football.
There's no receivers to throw to.
It wasn't the receivers. It was Daniel Jones, and it wasn't. It's like, honestly, it's not the quarterback's fault in that situation because honestly, he looked like a chicken. No, he looked like a chicken with his head cut off in the pocket.
Yeah,
his head was bouncing around. I wish we could compile like a montage of Daniel Jones in the pocket with like the scatterbrain thinking of his head bouncing when the like. It was every play, and I think a little bit more time. Give the guy an extra, even give the guy an extra 0.5 seconds to make him feel comfortable. I think that might help him develop a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. So I actually don't mind that at plus 500. Joe Alt, pick 6.
I like it. I mean that's where I would probably put my money because it's such a high payout, but the probability is there that it will happen.
Yeah, I just think they like Malik Nabers. Okay, so it's 7 where you like the Titans taking Joe Alt.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's chalk.
That's where I'd put the money if he's there. And then
I don't think I would put it there, like, because if we can make good money off the bat with a couple parlays and we can hit the first 3 or 4 picks,
right,
or we can build a scenario where we can hit it, we're starting to get into a territory where this doesn't become so clear. And if you look at the history of the drafts, the picks 6 to fucking 20.
Oh, yeah.
They're not. They are typically not what happens in a mock draft, right? So this is where you can start getting a little creative with your picks. And if you hit 1 or 2 of them, you're plus. You're in green. Yeah. And I think fading the chalk once we get to this point is probably the smart move, and it is going down that story. Like if you can hit a storyline, in a draft and you can kind of figure that out, that's where you start making the big bucks, because you start going, hey, I'll put $100 here and that'll give me $5,000 or 500 or whatever, right?
Yeah. No, anyway. I think you're right. I really like what you're saying about that like this is where it starts to become. This is where it just chalk picks don't make any sense anymore because so much gets thrown up in the air. pretty much after pick 6, 7. So I think you're right about that. Particularly, so pick 8 is the Atlanta Falcons. At plus 170 is Dallas Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus 750 is Jared Verse.
They're going to go defense here.
And I'll just also say plus 750 as well. This is Quinyon Mitchell has entered the chat.
Oh,
I think
I like that pick. I love that pick.
Is Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, I love that pick. I love it so much. And how much money was that?
Plus 750. That'll pay you.
Yeah, you put 100 down, you make 750.
Who have they got back there? They've got AJ Terrell, but they're going to have to pay him after this year.
Yeah, I mean AJ Terrell's not going anywhere. But
do you think?
They might move
on.
Pay him. Get a guy like Mitchell on the other side.
They've just paid Kirk Cousins. They're going to have to pay, other positions as well.
Like what? Drake London, you got another couple years. You've got all on your offensive side. The high budget guys they're all taken care of for a couple years.
Okay, so they've got Jesse Bates at free safety. They've got
Jesse Bates can go. He can go.
Yeah, he probably will.
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Anybody's lucky to have Bates.
Left corner. But see, they don't have anyone at left corner. Clark Phillips, never heard of him.
Take Mitchell. That's the play. That's the pick. That makes the most sense to me. And baby, just picturing that out on the field, like
AJ Terrell and Quinyon Mitchell.
Oh my God, it's two stud corners.
Yeah,
2 stud corners. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I think that I'll buy into that narrative all day long.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm glad that we are both united on that.
I'll beat the drum for that. I will beat the drum for that. That kid is just sick. I love watching his film.
Yeah. All right. So those are the top 8. Let's go to pick 9 now. We obviously won't go through the entire first round, but I do want to keep going a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, we're going to cut all this up anyway, so.
Exactly. So, okay, pick 9 is the Bears. They're back on the clock.
Yeah.
I think that this pick is pretty obvious. I think it's Rome.
Yeah, I think it's Rome. I think it's Rome, or if you want to run more 12, then you do invest into your opposite tight end from Cole.
So you think that they could also go Brock Bowers?
I do think that they could go Brock Bowers.
I have heard that floated.
Well, it also protects your quarterback a little bit better too, right?
Right.
You have quicker, easier, bigger targets that you can hit when they're in trouble. And if they're going to be playing spread, you want those guys that are going to win the possession type balls on the insides and not have to wait for the plays to develop down the field.
Yeah.
Cole Kmet's a prime example. He was a security blanket last year for Justin Fields. If you develop 2 security blankets plus DeAndre Swift, 3 security blankets, they're all players that do most of their damage within 10 to 15 yards. That gives your quarterback the best chance for success.
Yeah, my only pushback there would be that they have brought in Gerald Everett.
Yep.
And I think that their line is actually pretty good. It's Braxton
and they just got rid of Darnell Mooney, right? Did he go to the Falcons?
Tevin Jenkins. Huh? Yeah, he went to the Falcons.
He went to the Falcons. So they need a wide receiver.
Nate Davis, Darnell Wright. Yeah, I just think that they're kind of covered at tight end as well, and their line is looking actually pretty good. So I just think Rome.
So you go receiver, you go Rome.
Not to mention, like Keenan Allen, my player comp for Odunze is Keenan Allen.
Allen's there.
So who better to learn from?
Yeah, that's actually a great
year with Keenan Allen. Yeah,
I really like that pick. How chalky is it?
It is very chalky, but I think he'll be there. I think the Bears will be there as well. I don't see them trading out of this pick unless like the Broncos start to get really aggressive.
Right. The Broncos may. What do they have to offer?
Nothing, man. Nothing.
That's what I was getting at. Is like the Broncos are. Yeah, they got.
Broncos what are they gonna... They're cap strapped and they're asset strapped. They have nothing to offer. Okay.
Yeah, it's all closed door offerings that they have. It's they're gonna host a P. Diddy party for everybody against all the wives of all the staff members. I didn't say that, but
yeah. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me come back where I am. Okay. Pick 10, the New York Jets. This is Brock Bowers.
Tight end.
This is where he's going.
Yeah, tight end.
Yeah.
I had to just make sure that there was no other glaring holes. I had to go through the whole roster in my head real quick. Tight end.
Yeah. So even though they've got extremely glaring holes on the offensive line, I mean, their best players there are Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses, but he's not really that good. Elijah Vera Tucker is there, but he's sort of hasn't really worked out too much. I think that they're going to kind of be like, fuck that, we don't care. Brock Bowers.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to scream at them in practice. I think that a lot of these players, they just need a good ass whooping during practice to work together as a line. If you work together as a line, you don't have to be the most talented. You just have to really care about the person next to you. And so Aaron Rodgers has that ability.
What are the odds, though, that you think that they take Fuanga?
They go Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. See, I think that like Talise Fuanga makes the most sense, or even Fontenot, but I can't
see them not talent. Taking the top talent. So you invested in Mike Williams.
Yeah.
You've got Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And then who do you have as a pass catcher on the inside?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Xavier Gibson, small body though, will get worked on the inside against linebackers. Great player, going to be great for the Packers or for the Jets in the long run. And same thing with Brownlee. I think he's going to be a fantastic asset in the long run.
Yeah,
but yeah, you need the basketball player physique tight end.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers.
All right.
Is it chalk?
I actually think it's contrarian now. I think in about 2 weeks it'll be chalk.
Yeah. Okay. I think it'll be chalk too, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah. I think it makes the most sense. Okay, pick 11. So it is the Vikings currently. We have the Vikings trading up with the Cardinals though. Or potentially maybe the Patriots at some point is also floated. So I think like let's skip this pick because it could be like if the Vikings don't trade up and they're still sitting here, that's going to be so sad.
It is going to be sad, and it won't happen.
Yeah,
somebody's getting fucking fired if that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Multiple people are getting fired if that happens.
Okay, so pick 12 is the Broncos.
Yep.
I think this
only wish, man.
I think it's Nix.
Yeah, they can only wish that there's still a good quarterback on the board.
Yeah. They have done nothing at quarterback this offseason, have they?
Nope. Aside from get rid of the arguably the biggest controversial move known to man in retaining all the dead cap space in Russell Wilson.
But they're not rolling with Stidham.
No.
They can't.
Would you?
No, you can't. And also Sean Payton, he's too old. He's too aggressive in his thinking as well. He would not roll with Stidham for a year. Yeah.
I believe that they probably wanted Kirk Cousins. And they didn't.
You think
get
that they did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any money. Man.
My other thing is,
they can't trade up, man. This is crazy.
My other thing is, does Jimmy Garoppolo become available at any point in this?
No, because he's gone to. Oh no, he's free, isn't he? He's a free agent. Ooh.
So
no, I think they draft Bo Nix. I think it solves a lot of problems for them.
You might do both.
I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he could
postseason.
I think he could be okay in the Sean Payton system. I think Drew Brees made it look easier than it actually is, but they have to, man. They've got
Bo Nix is.
Unless they're blowing up.
I think he's the most NFL ready quarterback. He's definitely not the most talented.
No, of course not. No.
Yeah. But I think he's going to be able to go in there. Reminds me of like a Josh McCown, you know?
Yeah.
He'll go in there. I think he can ball.
I heard a good comp for him yesterday. Tua is a good comp.
I can't see that. No. Tua's got a fucking noodle arm.
I see it. So does Bo Nix, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it, and they don't run very much.
No, you know what? Bo Nix kind of makes sense there.
But who else?
I see
What else
them
would you-
actually making a trade.
trading? Yeah,
I think you can get more assets. I think you can get more assets because they need more assets. The Broncos are a team.
Sean Payton has never. Last time Sean Payton traded back was 2007. Just FYI.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay.
Yeah. Who else? What is chalk? What is chalk there?
So the chalkiest picks would be edge as well. This could be a good spot for Byron Murphy or Latu as well has been floated. If Dallas Turner is by some chance still there, that'd be a miracle. What's the odds they go corner?
I don't think good.
Because I think that they might move on from Patrick Surtain and get a haul for him to pay off some of their debts.
They could do that at the end of this year, though.
Yeah, and then but they could draft like Terrion Arnold here.
They could get a corner in the third, but my thing is the amount of assets that they need right now,
right?
And the picks become the cash. So if they become freewheelers in this whole draft, and they manage to use their picks to trade in and out of situations to get the players that they want deeper down the draft, you can play it smart. I think they move on from this pick.
I think they draft Bo Nix.
What are the odds for trade? Is there a trade?
There's no odds. There's no odds. No odds for trading.
Yeah. I think they trade here.
Okay, yeah. Look, And
then who? So if they trade, who's the next best prospect that sits there?
Who would come up? So there's like there's Newton, there's Cooper DeJean, Latu, Byron Murphy. There's a few good picks here. I think there's a strong word on the street is that Latu could be coming to Seattle at pick 15 if he's still there.
If he's still there, that's a great landing spot for him. Yeah.
Let's just quickly go to the Raiders at 13.
Okay.
I do honestly think that they're rolling with Gardner Minshew this year. I think they might be.
I think they have a quarterback in Aiden that is not ready to play.
Yeah.
And you let him keep developing, and Gardner Minshew can come in and ball.
I've actually heard it's been floated that this is Michael Penix's spot.
Can't see it.
Can't see it?
Can't see it.
I think I can see it.
Systematically?
I hear
what's the strong suit of Michael Penix?
Chucking it downfield to Devontae Adams.
It's downfield. It's downfield, but it's down deep and dirty. It's not on target.
It's not between the hashes, is it?
And Devontae Adams is a possession type receiver on the outside. He knows how to fool you on the inside and take it to the outside, and it's what he's always been good at. You know. You need an accurate quarterback is what you need.
Yeah. All right.
Should we see it?
Should we finish up here?
We can.
I think we should. The last thing that I just want to grab for you, because obviously you can't place any bets any long like after pick 8 because there's no point. It just would never come to fruition. All right, we'll see. That's gonna do it though. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited.
Well, let's go. I mean, this is let's do a futures one. We got to keep the ball rolling here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to not filming often.
Yeah, exactly. Futures picks would be good. We'll have those coming up. Check out my footy show as well. Footy props are still going to be out. They're going to be going through till September, man. September is a busy time of the year for me.
Love it. Okay, brother. You have yourself a great evening. Okay, Prop Nation, Draft Day special. Let's go. Have a good night, guys. And We look forward to carrying out the remainder of the off season with you as best as we can into the new NFL season. Let's make a couple bucks.
Let's do it, bud.
Here we go.